What is Church of the Oaks? Early this week, I had the opportunity to have a conversation with a person who has just recently started coming to Church of the Oaks. And this person, not very far into this conversation, said, "What is Church of the Oaks?" So I spent the next 10 or 15 minutes trying to explain what Church of the Oaks is. And then we finished our conversation, and I got to thinking, that was lame. That was really lame. I'm the minister of Church of the Oaks, and I should be able to explain in a sentence or two, quite cohesively, what Church of the Oaks is. Wouldn't you agree? So I thought. That's what inspired the Inquiring Minds this week. I don't know how many of you have had a chance to read it, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to read it to you because it's kind of the basis for where I'm going to go this morning. The physical laws that we are aware of operate in a space-time continuum. Things like gravity, weather, cellular reproduction, evolution. Some of them may seem to conflict with what we often refer to as spiritual laws, but actually there is no conflict. The only place a conflict may exist is in our incomplete understanding of the universe and the laws which govern it. The space-time physical world is part of our spiritual existence. The creative process does not divide itself into physical, mental, and spiritual. There is only separation in our understanding of our universe and of ourselves. There is a far higher intelligence and power than our human senses can perceive. It is the source of all that we are. Our body is a tiny fragment of the universe, arranged in a very unique way, but obeying the same laws as the rest of the universe. So what is Church of the Oaks? I'm working on a statement here. Church of the Oaks is a place of discovery. A place where we can discover that the seen and the unseen, the physical and the spiritual, the intellectual and the emotional are all working simultaneously at the same time in every nanosecond of experience that each of us has. And we too often try to separate those into different. It's all going on at the same time. And this is a place where you can discover that. I found the greatest quote I think maybe I've ever read, the last one on your page. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him discover it in himself. That is profound. It was written hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. When civilization began, not necessarily the human race, but when people started coming together in communities and tribes and civilizations, the very aware people discovered that us human creatures can be domesticated quite easily. We can be gathered up and moved into herds or flocks and be manipulated and herded into almost any direction we choose. Because so many times, and every one of us in here has experienced this, we have relinquished our freedom of free thought and allowed someone else to lead us in a direction that maybe wasn't our choice. And I've thought about, why do human beings do that? And I think maybe one of the possible answers might be that it relieves us of the responsibility of the outcome of our choices, decisions, actions, thoughts, and words. Well, he told me to, it's his fault. This place, I hope, is unlike any other church you have ever experienced. Anything you hear from me or anyone else speaking on a Sunday morning is just merely an opinion. It's a guess that there might be something spewed forth that might have some value, but mostly it's to get you to think, to question some of these conditioning things, some of these things you've been taught that are absolutely have to be true. Are they? We have this life experience going on. And the best that I can hope for is that what you hear at this place on a Sunday morning might help you discover how the seen and the unseen are both working all the time in your life. And when you find that level of awareness where, oh, I see, I hope that you discover that you have the power to make some changes in your life that might, according to you, not me, enrich your life. Church of the Oaks, a place of discovering who you are, what you are. What's going inside of you? What brings you joy? What allows you to have compassion? Is it something you were taught, or is it something that came with you from the factory? What controls your choices? Are they conditioned, habitual reactions and responses? Or are you responding to what you are aware of just this moment? This truly is a place of discovery. This is not a barn where the herd comes in out of the cold. This is a place where each one of us can hear things and notice things in other people and share what we've learned and listen to what they've learned. There are about 8 billion of us human beings, and we have experience every nanosecond. Things go through our minds. We have feelings deep in our hearts. We say words all the time. I came up with a real simple definition for consciousness. It's that power or energy that controls what you think, say, or do at any given moment in time. Deepak Chopra says, there is nothing but consciousness. There really isn't anything but consciousness. There's a power or an energy that controls every thought, every word, every action, and every feeling that goes on in this universe every single moment. And hopefully, my hope is that each one of us, me included, I discover every minute that I'm standing here, that I'm thinking about a talk, I discover something new. I understand a little bit more about the complexity of this universe that we live in. I urge all of you to read this first quote, not now, but at some point. Our universe is far too complex for any of us to totally understand. But I think we do have the ability to just understand that it is complex and we are part of it. And we have the privilege, the opportunity, and I think the responsibility to discover what it is we're able to discover. And if you're saying the same old thing, doing the same old deal, doing the same rituals, having the same responses and reactions, you haven't discovered squat, my friends. I invite all of you to ask yourself, what is Church of the Oaks? You come here Sunday after Sunday. What is it? Is it a social club? Is it a ritual? Is it a habit? I hope you come here because it's an adventure of discovery. Each one of us is an incredible mix of spirit and physical and emotions, intellect. And all of us, I'm sure, could use a little discovery about those things, figuring out what we are, who we are, and what other people are and who other people are. We can learn a lot from watching other people, listening to other people. And I agree with Galileo. Nobody's really going to teach us anything. They can condition us, and we can conform to habitual activities and thoughts. But all of us can expand our awareness, expand our understanding when we discover some of the complexity, become aware of some of the complexity that this life experience offers to each one of us. I'll say it one more time just so you all got it down. What is Church of the Oaks? Church of the Oaks is a place of discovery, of discovering some of the mysteries of the seen and the unseen and the feelings and the thoughts that life has given to each one of us. So it is, and so we are. Let's get together now and create a little peace on this earth, shall we?
transcribed them or the original melodies? I thought so. Oh, it's original. One of mine.
Really weird stuff.
I'm Irish too. I'm just hollering back there all the time. I'm not. We call it singing, but we holler. That's the old Irish word for singing. See you around.
Today's 16th? 16th? No.
No, it's the 15th.
It's the 15th, because Monday's the 16th. That's right. I have an appointment.
What was?
65, the one before.
Okay. And that was for.
So So I went to Costco to get a hearing test, and he looked at my ears, and he's like, well, you need to go to the doctor first to get your ears cleaned out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I have an appointment.
You know, everything you just said is recorded.